Yeah, yeah. So the
So
Ranjit, Rajesh, and Iqbal, all they'll
uh,
not be joining, no?
I'm not sure about Rajesh will join from Monday. He said actually he's still actually he was suffering from so cold and fever, so he could not join.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Asif, maybe I'm not sure about why he did not join. He's
Asif, it will bounce actually for him. Very difficult to catch.
yeah.
Uh,
Mm, so
yeah,
guys,
please go ahead.
I'll just show you one thing. One second. Let me share my screen. Today, what we'll do today, we'll set up one Windows instances, Windows agent, and then what we'll do, we'll set up the notifications, right? Email notifications. I'll show you how we can set up the email notifications, and there are lots of configuration changes we have to do. And then what we'll do, we'll just execute one job and see if we are getting the notifications or not. For that, we have to do the SMTP server. We have to get one SMTP server from AWS. Okay, so we'll get one SMTP server from AWS. We'll see, and we'll try to set up that one. It may work, may not work. It may or may not work. So we have to see how it is, how it can be done. Okay, so first let me show you how to set up the Windows agent. Okay, let me just connect to the Jenkins server. So it's running. Okay, so this is the fresh Jenkins server I installed. Okay, so the last one, the previous Jenkins machine, actually what was happening, that was actually having some issues. Why I created new one, guys? Yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, actually, I was setting up the demo agent to see whether it is working or not. I faced lots of challenges. That also I'll show you what are the challenges I faced to set up the Windows machines. Okay, so first let me show you how we can do the set of the Windows machines, and then what are the challenges I faced. I'll also show you that one, so that in the real time also you can get it. Okay, how we'll do it, guys? So we have to go to the manage Jenkins. Okay, and
Yeah.
for Windows setup we have to do little bit other setups also. Before setting up the Windows node machines, we have to make sure that particular TCP port is open for that. Okay, so how we can do, you have to just go to the let me just increase little bit the font, so it is in 80. Okay, so here you can see we have the configure global security, right? We have to select this configure global security. Remember how I'm doing. And if you see here, don't touch anything here. And if you find here one agents, right, agent section, and you can see the first thing, first time I think for you it will be in disable mode. Okay, it will be in disable mode. The first time you'll get disable mode, and here nothing will be there, no ports will be there. Okay, why it is not deleting?
So, Ranjit, before one doubt actually, for this master slave, na, last class.
Mhm.
So this master slave, how they are communicating with each other?
Yes, uh,
Means,
anybody can answer.
because it's like a server. So how servers are communicating? Maybe so means LAN cable or means TCP like that, no?
Yeah,
That is
yeah, I'll tell you. Anybody can
okay.
answer. Anybody can
Uh-huh.
answer. It's a good question actually. How they are communicating? You may get interview
Uh-huh.
questions as well. So how they are communicating?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
through plugin.
Hmm. No. Okay. So how they are communicating? Actually, they are communicating through agents. Through agents. So what we are doing in our command line, what we are installing, we are downloading the agent from master server and putting that agent on the node machine. and that when we are executing the master, okay, from master, the master is executing actually using the command ssh, right? We had given ssh and then server name,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
dot jar slave dot jar file. So that slave dot jar
Mm-hmm.
a program, agent program, which we got it from master and downloaded into the put it into the node machine. And when we execute, let me start this the old Jenkins server where we had set up the Linux agent. One second.
And that private to public key, na? So that configuration also, no?
Yeah. So that is actually the handshake between the master and node machine. That is the initial handshake. Without
Uh-huh.
handshake, actually without no allowing the master to communicate to the node machine, then it cannot execute the agent program, right? So whenever master
Mm-hmm.
is running, master is checking for any agents available in any nodes. Whenever it finds any agents available, what it does actually, it just executes that particular agent program on the node machine. So let me just first show you in the Windows sections, and I'll explain here in the Windows machines as well. Okay, don't worry. Okay,
Uh-huh.
guys.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So the first thing is you have to configure the agents. Okay, so configure global security. So here it will be disable for you. So you can either select the random or fixed. So it is advisable to give a fixed protocol here. So suppose I am going to give 50,000 as my protocol. Okay, so anything you can give the protocol range, so you can select it. After that, just save this one. Done. This is done. Next thing is we have to go to the manage nodes and cloud section to create a new node, right? Select it, and then so here we can see I had created one agent. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this agent. I'll create a fresh agent for you. Now it's clear. So let's click on the new node, and here give one agent name. Suppose I'll give win agent.
So
Suppose
Ranjit,
yes.
sorry, Ranjit. Actually, it is page is refreshing for me slow or to everyone. Actually, I'm not sure.
No, it is working fine.
Working fine. No? Okay, okay. Maybe my network. Okay, Ranjit, please go ahead.
Okay. So it is AB. Suppose I gave one name as ABC project. For particular ABC project, this agent is created. So this is Windows agent. So I gave a name as Win agent ABC project. I gave a name to the node so that it will be easily identified when you are setting up your project, right, to build. And select the permanent agent, then OK. And here just give any kind of like description. Windows agent for ABC project, any description you can give. So number of executors I'm going to give 2, and a remote directory, guys, there I had given in Linux, suppose I given slash home
Mm,
and Jenkins, but here I'm going to
Jenkins.
give C directory slash Jenkins. Okay, so Jenkins will, oh sorry, I pressed enter. Okay, configure.
Okay.
So slash Jenkins, and then slash the labels. You know when to give the labels. If particular project you want to run for this Windows machine, then you have to give the labels, or else it is okay. Now what do you have to do? Use this node as much as possible, but when you give the labels, then you have to change accordingly. Only build jobs with label expression, that you understand clearly how to set up the labels. Okay, that's this is also while you're doing automations, this labels will be very important, and we'll use frequently this label parts. Okay, you have to label your project or jobs to run for particular agents. Now the launch method, okay, here we have to be careful. Last time we had seen that launch agent via execution of command on the controller. Okay, so using the execution of command we connected to Linux machine, but this time we are going to select launch agent by connecting it to the master. Okay, so select this one, and then this custom working directory path is not required. So internal data directory you can give remoting, by default it takes remoting, or you can give by yourselves. Okay, so I gave as the default one remoting. Now the availability, the keep this agent online as much as possible. So if you want to make this agent always available, you can make it available. Okay, now nothing is required to do the setups, all done, right? So all done. In this is actually I did from the master, right? Now save it. If I go to the nodes, now you can see it is offline, right? It is offline. Then how I can make it online? So if you just once you set off the no agents here in the master, you have to make it online. So how you have to do? You have to first then log into the your Windows machine, which machine you want to make as node. Okay, so let me just connect to the remote. Let me see whether that machine is up or not. Let me connect this. Okay, this Windows server is running. Yeah, it's running. Good. Okay, so I have my Windows
Uh-huh.
server. So this server I want to make it as a node. Okay, Windows agent. Okay, what I have to do now? Just copy the Jenkins URL. This is the Jenkins URL. Okay, just copy the Jenkins URL and go to the machine where you want to set up. So let me go here. Just open one browser. Paste it here. Enter. Okay, now log in with your user ID password. Okay, so what we have to do now? Just same thing we have to do. Go to manage Jenkins, manage nodes, and same you can see here also it is offline, right? So what we have to do? We have to just click this one, and you will find connect agent to Jenkins in one of these ways. So it is giving the instructions how to connect the agents. So here you can see the agent.jar. By using this agent.jar, we are going to connect to this server. Okay, so what we have to do now, let's just copy this command entirely. Okay, copy this command, open your command prompt. Suppose I have opened my command prompt already, so let me close it. So how you have to open it? CMT, and you have to right click it, run as administrator. Okay, run as administrator. Select it. Now just paste the command whatever we got it. And remember here actually is double quote is given. Okay, so if I hit enter, it will throw one error. Okay, just hit enter. See, it is throwing some Java exception error. By seeing this error, actually you can identify illegal character double quote. You can see here this is called as illegal character it is taking. So that means whatever double quote is given here is wrong. So what we have to correct it. Okay, now yes, what happened? It is stuck. Let me close this again. Just go to here, CMG, right click, run as administrator. Now just paste it. Okay. Now remove this double quote from here and hit enter. Okay. So the final message we can see it is connected. Now it is connected. Okay. Remember guys, this server, right? Locating server among. So you can see this is our Jenkins master server. Okay. Now it is connected to the master server using this agent.jar program. This where it got this agent.jar, it downloaded from this master machine. They downloaded from the master machine. Using this
Okay.
one,
Hmm.
yeah, using this one, it try to connect to the master now using this agent.jar program. So if I go to the master machine now, okay, and refresh this, you can see it will be now, it will be online. Okay, just go to the master machine. See, it is now online, right? Now you can see here it has two executors. In the left side, you can see it has two executors. Okay, now let me set up a job and execute on the Windows machine. Okay, so how can I do that? That's very simple. Just go to the, okay, so before that, let me show you another error whatever I was telling you to show. That is what I'm going to show you. If you see,
Yeah, yeah.
let me just go to the Windows machine again, and okay, here if you see the process whatever it is giving, right, you can find the process here. It is giving the Jenkins master server IP. Okay, so remember guys, whenever you install in the free tier AWS for your practice, if you switch off the or stopped the instances, the next time when you start, what will happen? It will create another public.
IP address.
It
IP
will change, yes.
public IP. Hmm.
So
Yeah, the IP address need to be changed.
exactly, but the
Hmm.
Jenkins whatever is installed in the previous IP addresses, it will remember that IP addresses and it will give you in this area. I'll show you an example. Just give. That is where actually
Okay, okay, okay.
when I did set off last yesterday or day before yesterday, I think I found this issue. Then I what I did, then I created a fresh new server. Then I was just checking what is happening. Why it is not connecting the agent. Then I found like the server whatever is actually is different than the server whatever it is given. Okay. Now if I just I have opened this one, right? So let me just go here. Uh, let's log into the previous Jenkins server. So it's taking some time to load. Once just hold for some time.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
Maybe the server is overloaded. Actually, that's the reason it's taking more time to work. So the new one actually is opening immediately, right? So it is actually fresh one, and this old one is taking some time. What is that? Okay, so let it open. So another thing actually, so you remember, right? I gave the port number as 50,000 while I doing the setups, and the same things also you have to
Yeah.
in your uh, Jenkins server you have to open the firewall. Okay, so I have already opened the firewall for 50,000. If you see here, if I go to the environments rules of this, and you can see I have opened already 50,000 here. Okay, so the 50,000 I have given.
Sure, Ranjit.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, actually, why you are giving that much long actually? 50,000 like that?
Um, no, okay, that's a good question actually. So you can give whatever you want,
Uh-huh.
either 5,000 or 6,000 or 50. I just gave a range like so that it will not collide with any default port number.
Default. Okay, okay. Then that is the point. Okay,
Otherwise,
okay.
again, you have
Uh-huh.
to struggle to find it why it's
Okay.
not connecting. So I gave it randomly 50,000.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Some nothing will be there.
Because if you go some 8080, it will overlap. So
Okay,
like that, some bigger number means it will not overlap.
overlap.
Hmm.
I get. Okay,
Got
so
it.
you
Got
have to set up this one.
it.
So here, okay, so my previous one is opened. I'll show you what is the problem I faced actually. So it will give you some real-time insights. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here you can see my server is win agent is offline. Okay, now if I go here, manage Jenkins, and just go to the nodes. Okay, so this win agent, if I go this side, and you'll find, see, the command whatever it is giving me and whatever the secret key it is giving is entirely different. If you see the server, right, this is giving 13.233.4.21, but if you see the server IP is this one, but it is giving me the old IP, which when it was installed, this Jenkins server, that time the server IP address was this one. Okay, this
Oh, okay.
this error we are
Uh-huh.
facing because we have the dynamic IP. But in companies, you will not face this kind
Uh-huh.
of issues. Why I'm telling, in companies, you will not face this kind of issue because that will be installed in one server itself, and that would
Static.
have a static IP.
Mm-hmm.
That will have the static IP. So you
Mm-hmm.
will not get this kind of errors while setting up Windows agent in your organizations. Okay. But when the why I told you, because sometimes you may face issue while you are doing your practice. Okay, that time you'll struggle why it is
Practice.
not
Correct.
connecting and all. So that's why I told you you may get this kind of errors. Okay, so in this case, even though you try to change this one and execute, it will not work because this agent.jar will have different server IP addresses. If I see, if I keep my cursor here, it has the recent if you can see here in the below, right, see the below screen, it has the recent IP address, right? The
Mm-hmm.
agent.jar, it has the recent IP addresses. But if I
Correct.
download this Jenkins agent.jnp file, JNLP file, okay, I have downloaded it. Let me just go here and go to my download folder. If I open this JNLP file, right, this will have actually a different server informations. If I just open in a normal text edit, okay, this JNLP file we can open in the normal text file. See, this one also having one XML format, and this one is also having the old server information. Even though you change your IP addresses in here, I think if I change the IP addresses here, it will work, but it will not work. Again what you'll do, again you can also change the IP addresses.
Remove and replace.
Yeah, again you can remove here and this file and save this file, okay, with your uh, recent IP address
New server.
server.
Mm-hmm.
But this detail,
Mm-hmm.
actually key also will be different because this key whatever he is getting from this server, okay, the key whatever is getting from this server. So every time you connect, you will get a different key. Okay, that's why it will not work. Even though you modify your IP addresses and all, it will not work. So what you do, try doing this one by yourself. What will happen, you'll come to know a lot more thing. Okay, you'll come a lot more things, and see
Mm-hmm.
how to download this file. It's very simple. Just copy this entire line. Okay, just copy this entire line, go to the browser and hit it. It will automatically download. Okay, it will not download because this server does not exist, right? So if I just remove this, instead of this, what we can do, I can just copy this line, entire line, go to the text edit. 1 second. Yes, good. Okay, so let me just change this server. Okay, so to the new server, to the new server here. Okay, now let me remind one more here. Suppose how to download this file. If I do copy this and put it here, and it will immediately download the JNLP file. Okay, so here another slash. Okay,
Colon.
yeah, no, it's okay. What happens? Extra colon here. What happened? It's not downloading. Okay. Let me show you on the Windows machine. Okay, suppose I want to download it. This is the fresh one, right? So I can just copy this entire one, go to the browser, hit enter. See, it's downloaded, right? It automatically will download, and it's downloading now. So if I go to the download folder, it will be there. See, Jenkins isn't. Second one is downloaded, and just open with any notepad. You'll find the server informations here. This is the fresh server, so I'm getting the correct one. Okay, see, so
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I was just showing you may face this kind of issues if you are restarting your servers, Jenkins server, and because your IP is a dynamic IP. Okay, so it will keep changing, and you'll get entirely different server, and it will not work while setting up the agents. Okay, so first time if you are doing
Mm.
practice, make sure the server keep it online for few days. Don't run any other servers, don't open any other machines or any other servers. Just open that machine and do practice for few days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, no problem, because it is giving entirely 1 year free, right? So you can just make that server until unless you finished all your practice. Okay, you don't shut down the server, don't stop the server.
Server.
Okay, so that it will not, you will not face any issues, because if you want to do
It
it
is.
one day, you can do the practice, right? One day you will finish the practice of Windows setup and all, so then you can do it. Okay, now let me just quickly go there and execute one probe job. Okay, so this time I'm going to execute a job. Just create a new item, and this time I'm going to suppose um, win project, some Windows project here, this style here. Okay, I'm going to give you the details about this. Okay, 1 second. And nothing I'm going to set up here, just simply the build step, and here you can see execute Windows batch command. Okay, so I'm going to execute a batch command. So guys, what is the command for
Okay,
batch
okay.
to display? Echo will work, right? Echo.
Mhm.
Hello Windows. Okay, so now save it. Okay, now I did save, but I did not give the labels. Okay, so what I can give a label here, restrict where this project can run. So before restrictions, let me just go here and change the create a labels in my node. Okay, so go to the Windows server, Windows this one, and configure it and give a label here. Suppose Win Pros, okay, Win project label, and select here only build jobs with the label expression matching. So I gave a label here, WinProj. Okay, in the node machine. Now what I have to do, I have to create the project, and here I have to restrict the project to run on the particular node machine. So restrict it here, give a label called as WinProj. Here automatically, once you set up the label there, it will come automatically here, and select this. Okay, now save it. So what will happen if I build this project now? It will run on the, okay. So let's build this project, and if you go to the dashboard, you'll see it is running on the Windows machine. See, it is master is not running this one. It is running on the Windows machine, and the job is success now. Okay, it is finished. Let's open this job, and it is success. Let's open the output here. See, it print the message hello Windows. Got it. So that means in this way, so when you need to set off these labels, suppose you are running any .NET programs, and that .NET programs needs to be built on the Windows machines only, on the Windows machine. So in that, at that time you have to create the Windows agent and install the MS build, install the libraries, DLLs, whatever is required for your project on that particular agent machine, and then execute the project. While executing the project, select the restrictions and give a label to that, so that whatever the project you are going to run related to the Windows will run on that particular agent. Okay, now you are clear with the agents and what is the required of slave. See, master and slave is the setups you are going to do every time in your project. When
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying every time means whenever you're getting a new project to do that one, because
New project.
sometimes your agent will be overloaded. Suppose you are running multiple projects, you cannot wait for one agent only. And also agents also costly, man. So here actually whatever in the free tier we are creating as much as agents we want and setting it off because it is free and we are working doing the practices. But in the real time companies cannot provide you many servers because they are purchasing the servers and they have to pay for that. So suppose you need only 5 or 6 7 agents, you have to set up that based on the, because the development environment, whatever the development servers will be there, you are going to make those servers as your agent. Got my point, right? You're not
Yes, yes.
going to get any separate server for that. Whatever the development server you will have, you are going to make those servers as your agent. You have to set it.
So that it will build there
Yeah,
everything.
it will build the project there. So you have to work closely with the
Mm.
developers. Okay.
Mm.
So now this is the one thing. The next thing what I'm going to show you today is the um, email notifications. That's also very important. I will get questions also. So what you have to do, go to manage
Yeah.
Jenkins. Okay, you can see here the, can see here the configure systems, right? Now just click on this configure system. Okay, and here you can find the Jenkins URL. It is given as HTTP, this one. Okay, another thing, let me show you in the previous Jenkins URL. Okay, now if I go, this is my old machines, right? If I go here and this IP I can find it out in the system configurations, see, and there also you can change it another way, and another good practical things you will see today. So if you go configure system, and how we can fix that error, okay, that issue in another way we can do it also. See, this is the server Jenkins, you are set it up here in the global configurations. To fix that agent issue, you have to change this one. Let me change it now. I change this one. Okay, now save it. If I go to the agent now, this time it will give me the correct IP addresses. Okay, so let's go to the manage Jenkins again.
So it is taking from here then, no?
It is taking from the global configurations. Okay, so
Global comparison. Yeah, yeah.
you have to change that way.
Uh,
The server is little slow actually. I have to stop this server and create a new one. It's taking time.
yeah.
Mm, Okay, in this machine also, let me change in the something in the new Jenkins server. Okay, because we are doing some R&D, right? So what I can do in the configure systems, you can see here Jenkins URL. Let me modify and give some fake IP. Okay, suppose I'll give instead of 129, let me give 120 uh, 7 or 28. So the server is 129, but I gave 128. Okay, now save it. So
Mhm.
email ID is okay, no problem. Save it. It's server issue or my network issue. I don't understand. It is sometimes taking slow too much. Let me change. Okay.
Server also through network, na? So maybe
My
network.
my network issue. I think. Let me change my network. So Wi-Fi device.
Bablu,
Yes, Tapanay.
I think your cloud is better than this, na? Uh,
Because I need.
yeah, quick change. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me save it. Anyway, it's
And
not.
one more new network is coming. Do you know there is yeah, who is that? SpaceX company.
Three
SpaceX. They are giving.
new.
It will available next year actually.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, next year it will be available. So it will be coming with
Hmm.
5G then, 5 or 6G.
No, no, they're doing some actually tower based actually. It's like they will install some means some device at your home
Mm-hmm.
and through some satellite actually.
Okay, okay, okay. Satellite one.
It's,
Yeah, like Starlink, Tata is going to provide one.
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, correct.
So, okay, guys, here I
Yeah,
changed the
please.
IP addresses. Okay, Jenkins URL it is changed. Okay, let me just go here and create one more node. Okay, I'm going to create one more node with a different, suppose win agent. I'll give -2 permanent agent. Okay, and access to, and here see Jenkins slash. Okay, now leave whatever it is there and save it. Okay, so this one is offline. By default it will be offline. Okay, if I click it here,
Uh,
see what I'm getting here now. I'm getting 128. Where it is getting? It is getting from the global
global that
configuration.
one.
Okay, so to
Hmm.
change this one, whatever I was showing you the error, right, the default error, because it was giving the old IP addresses. Where it was taking from that system informations. Okay,
So,
in that also, in this way you can fix the issues. So here the agent is offline, right? Now what I can do here, just simply go and change the configurations again, configuration systems to 129. So whatever it is given IP addresses, just give 129 here, save it. Now done. So if I go this Windows agent machine on my Windows server again, okay, and just go here, go to the dashboard. Okay, manage Jenkins, manage nodes and done. So here Windows 2, I'm getting 129. See, After changing 128 to 129, I got again 129. So simply just
29.
copy this, go here, and just open another command prompt, cmd, run as administrator. See, it is also connected. Okay, now how many Windows agent will have? We'll have two agents now. So if I go here, refresh, see, now I have two Windows agents set up. So got it,
Yeah.
guys? How you can fix the issues, right? That is what I was just showing you. If you are facing any issues, even though you restart your server, that's also not a problem now. What you can do, you can just get the configurations and do all the changes. So let me show you what else changes you can do it. First thing is to set up. While setting this off, you always make sure you are giving your right Jenkins URL, because this is the URL which is going to work the entirely project. So you have to make sure whatever the URL you are using, obviously this will be done initially whenever you are going to set up the Jenkins, right? That will be your static IP or static host name or static domain. That will be here. Suppose here my company name is suppose Ranjit Ranjit Inc or something. So it will be ranjitinc.com 8080. That will be my uh, Jenkins server name. And here the system admin email. So this one is very important to mention here. So I am just going to make as ranjit.swine at yahoo.com. Suppose this is my system admin email. Any issues related to the Jenkins or anything, emails will be delivered to the this email ID. Okay. Now what we are going to do, once you do these setups, right? That's all. We don't have to do anything else. And one second. Okay. This is the extended email notification. Here we have to set up something. Okay. Now, in the extended email notifications, we need to add one SMTP server. So, how we can create one SMTP server, I'll show you. Just log into your AWS account, okay? And if I go here, search for SMTP. So, what it says, Amazon Simple Email Service, okay? Click it here. So, you have to do the service name is SES, Amazon SES, simple email service. Okay, so let's create one email SMTP server. Now what I'm going to do here, domain email sending addresses, email configure, email receiving, email templates, sending statistics, SMTP settings. Okay, go to SMTP settings. Okay, you can see here the SMTP server is this one. Okay, copy this server, copy this, go to the SMTP settings, copy this one. Okay, what we can do here, go to the server Jenkins here. Guys, this is the email setups, okay, and you have to know this very carefully. Jenkins URL should be always matching with your host name or your Jenkins server details, okay. And that's why at yahoo.com. Go down a little bit and you'll find email extended email notifications. Okay, so extended email notifications, what we have to do, we have to set up the details. One second, let me check if anything else down. Fine. So what you have to do, SMTP server name, so just paste it here. It is email SMTP .ap South Amazon. So SMTP always runs on port number 25. It is given here. Whatever the port it runs, port number 25, 465, and 587. So I gave us port number 25. So just go here and HTTP error, no valid CRUM was included. Why it is giving this error? Port number 25, default user is not required. Default user email suffix, suppose I give Ranjit, that's why. Yeah. Email suffix. Save it. Why this error is always coming? I think whatever this new server, okay, this Jenkins server we downloaded and installed it, the newer version of Jenkins has some issues, I think. So it is always throwing this error, right? Okay, what is that? Did not save anything, right? Okay, let me copy paste again. Port number 22. This time I'll just apply it instead of saving. I'll apply it. Okay.
Okay. Or maybe while saving, it's not applying then, no?
So what happens? Apply means only save, and it will be there exist in the same page. If I save it,
Page, huh?
what will happen? It will save and come out from this
And move to
another page.
come out. Yeah, yeah, got it.
So that's well moving out. I think it is throwing some error. Okay. So I set off the email extended email notification port number SMTP and list ID is not required. Okay. Ready to emergency route allowed domain excluded recipients. If you want to exclude some recipients, you can exclude here. And project content, build number, status, everything will be given here. Default present script, default post send script. Okay, so whatever the scripts you want to specify here, that will you can give the default. If you don't why in the project level you can set up, and in the global level you can set up. So global level, whatever the default message you will set, it will be delivered to the user. Okay, hello from Jenkins. Okay, so that's fine, and apply it.
Yeah, yeah.
No valid CRUM was included in this request. Okay, maybe guys there are some issues with this server and it is not working. So let's deem that I have actually image captured my previous classes. Here is the setup. Okay, so in the email notification setups, we have to set off the
Mhm.
email server. Like see here I have given email SMTP server. So now what you have done, you know how to get this SMTP details. Go to the SCS service, simple email Amazon service, copy this server, SMTP server, and use this port number, and you can create the credentials. So how you can create the credentials? You can select this create my SMTP credentials. Click on this and it will create one SMTP credentials. So you have to use that SMTP credentials to connect your SMTP server. Okay. Now so you can give the server details here, like IAM username. Suppose this is the IAM username. Now create, download credentials. Okay. Now once you download, it will be there. Open this one, get this credentials open. This is another SES service of AWS. Okay, simple email service. How we can use the SMTP server. Now we can find the SMTP username. This is your SMTP username and this is your SMTP password. So you have to keep this handy. And how do you set up? You can set this off in the mm, okay. Let instead of this, I think it's not extended email. It should be here. Email server, default email specific, select in the advanced. Okay, SMTP port. Okay, in this section, actually, email notification section, you have to provide it. I think in this diagram, if you see it here, email notification,
Oh, we placed at the wrong place.
we are pressed in the extended email notification. It should not be in the extended email
External.
notification. It
Okay.
should be email notifications. Okay, after that, we have to do
Uh,
the select the use SMTP authentications. So use SMTP authentications. So this username and password what we downloaded just now, right? Just get this username. This is the SMTP username, guys. Okay, don't give your IM username. This is your SMTP username. Put it here.
SMTP.
Yeah, and get the password also. Put it here. Okay, now you can use SSL. If you have, you can select use SSL or TLS, right? So let me see this diagram. What is use SSL? And SMTP port is given 465. You can either give 25 or 465. So if you see it here, the SMTP sections, right? If you see this SMTP sections, you'll see yes, yes. SMTP settings. You can see here either you can give 25, 465 or 57. So here in this diagram I've given 465. So let's select here 465. So SMTP port, suppose 465, and reply to address, I can give my um, address as ranjit.swami at yahoo.com. Okay,
Dot com.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I if you want to see whether it is running perfectly or not, that is one option called test configuration by sending test email. Okay, so let me just select here and give email recipient, suppose ranjit.swami at yahoo.
So it validating whether email ID is exist or not.
Exactly, exist or not. So now
Uh-huh.
I'm just doing a
Hmm.
testing whether with this particular port number
Testing. Huh.
and this user ID, whether this SMTP server is working fine or not. So we have just click on this test
Oh,
config.
okay. Hmm.
So it throws some error. What is the
Hmm.
error? Okay, this is irritating. This error.
Error means very.
Okay. Now you can see here it throws some error. What it says, email address is not verified. The following identities failed the check in the app south one ranjit.swami.yahoo.com. Okay, that means what happens here, if you see further details, it is not verified, rejected, email address is not verified. So what we can do, we can verify our email addresses. You can go here, you can see here email addresses in the AWS section. You can find one email addresses, right? Then you have to verify which email address you want to send it. So I don't have any email address. Now verify new email address is called, suppose, ranjit.swami at yahoo. So today also we learn another service called simple email services, how to use SMTP from
SMTP.
okay. So now verify this
Yeah, yeah.
email address.
It's a real time very much.
Yeah. So see,
Very much needed.
you have successfully sent a verification email to ranjitswine.out. So let me see. So here verification is pending. Okay. Now I have to log into my Yahoo Mail. Let's see.
Yahoo, then you have to accept there, no? Like we are getting others.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm not sure whether I remember the password or not.
Bablu, are you awake or slept?
No, no, Tapan, I'm here only.
Okay, guys, just listen, see
Uh,
how it is being, because it is both SMTP server. Here we are creating a fresh SMTP server, but in your company, don't worry, you don't have to do all these things. This is for your extra knowledge, guys. Okay, this is for your extra knowledge, for extra benefits. You are just doing it by yourself. Okay, and at least once you do all these setups, you'll get more ideas on that how you can do it. And this SMTP server will be always there in your company. You don't have to create a new one. They will provide you the SMTP server and you have to
new
set
one.
it up. Okay. So
Yeah.
Mm.
okay, one.
Then we are learning the advanced part then.
Yes, yes.
What it is saying?
The extra.
Uh,
What account code, account key icon. What is happening? It
mm.
is account key. I tap on the
Enter here.
uh, get account key code and enter.
Tap on the account.
Acha, open any Yahoo app. Acha, I have a Yahoo app.
Yahoo app. Uh,
Yahoo app in my mobile
uh,
application. That's
uh,
why it is giving extra kind of security.
yeah, correct.
Let me open my Yahoo Mail here. Okay, I open my mobile phone. So
Mm.
then what is the code? Mm,
Tap on the account key icon there. Get account key code and enter here. You may be getting. There will be so many secret, but still
you
that hackers, no, they're hacking.
prove you are not a robot. I'm not a robot. Okay, I did not get any code. Let me continue this. Lots of what is this? Code. Email code. These are the lots of setups, guys. You have to always have to do all these kind of setups. Okay, while doing practice, you have to
Mm.
do all these setups. But in the real time, you'll not get a chance to do that.
This part will not get.
This, but you'll not get it.
And email also, it will be verified email.
Yeah, everything will be verified. No, yeah, your advance,
Yeah.
everything will be verified. Okay, I'm not getting a code also in my email ID. My recovery email ID also, I'm not getting any code. What is happening? No, I'm not getting anything. Okay, so try any other way to log in. No, that email also, it what it says verification pending. Ranjit dot swine at yahoo.com is correct one. In my mobile also, I don't see any mails. Let me see anything in Tras or sorry, anything in junk folders or anything in box
Junk folder. Okay.
spam folders.
No, at least to your mobile, it should come actually. Some
Yeah.
email received like that.
Dear merchant version. Okay, yeah, I have received in the spam folder. Okay, so just
Oh, okay.
okay. And now let me verify this. Okay, just I'm clicking here email verifications and okay, congratulations, I verified my email. Okay, now if I refresh this page, see, it is verified. Okay, now it is verified. I verified from my mobile, and if I click here, this email forwarding is enabled. Now let's go here
Mhm.
and do a test again. See, it says email was successfully sent. Email was successfully
Uh-huh.
sent. Guys, you have to do like that because sometimes it comes to the your spam folders. Okay, so let me see. An email came from the from the Jenkins server. 1 second. So this time let me
Mhm.
go to the inbox. Yes, I got it. In the inbox, I got the
Mhm.
email. So this is a test mail
Mhm.
and sent from Jenkins. Okay, um, to the ranjit.swing@yahoo.com. I have in my email in my mailbox. Okay, so
Mailbox. Mhm.
not able to log in. Okay, fine. I'll try later. Now,
It's okay also.
yeah, let me
Mm.
save this everything and come out from here. So I set up the emails. Now let's set up. So we set up everything in the configure email addresses. Now how will trigger this email from the project, that we need to know, right? Simply, this is, suppose this is a project. I just going to use this project. Okay, and configure it. Now what we have to do in the post build actions, right? The build action is supposed done in the post build actions. If I go here and select email notifications. 1 second, guys, getting a call. Hello. Yeah. So, Konochin,
Alright.
so what happened here? So we have to do the email notification here. Okay. So just give email notifications and give the recipient here. Recipient name. Suppose I give. Okay, guys, just give some more time. Let me verify one Gmail ID. This suppose I'm not able to log into my Yahoo Mail, right? Suppose let me verify new email ID. I'll give suppose Ranjit KU Swine or Ranjit Swine for you at gmail.com. This email ID password I know, right? So I can log in it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
because you changed, you just want to show the how you're getting, no? So
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
that is why I want to show you, right? No, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
now the password for Yahoo. I think same password I have given for here everywhere. I think. Let me do it.
Oh, okay.
But why it is asking for code? Oh,
But still code not coming in there, na?
yeah. Okay. Let me log into the Gmail otherwise. Gmail. Okay, so Ranjit gives me lots of email IDs. Yes, that's right for you. Hope I remember the password.
Yeah, yeah.
I have given recovery as ranjit.swing at yahoo.com, but that also not opening. Okay.
Then this one you cannot access anyway. Uh,
Yeah, okay. Now here I can see.
phone number is there, na?
Yeah. Phone number is there. I can get it. Okay. Let me change this one to ranjitswing for you at gmail.com. Verify this email address. Okay. And close it. I'm going to verify this email address. Okay, so this is pending verifications. If I go here, I'll refresh this. See, I'm getting immediately. I got one email address to verify. Right? Just click this one and click this link. Okay, click this link. Now, congratulations, you verified this user. Okay, so let's go here and refresh this. So this email address is also verified. Okay, now If I do some
Verified.
test here, let's apply this one. I'm not going to change anything here. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to the manage Jenkins configure system. Let's change the email addresses. Okay, so here I'll change as ranjitswamy for you at gmail.com. And here in the advanced sections, go here, give ranjitswamy for you at gmail.com. Okay, now let's do a test. Okay, test configuration by sending test email. So same thing, I can give it here, test configurations. So email was sent successfully. Okay, so if I go here, you can refresh this one. I'll see test email from Jenkins. This test email sent from Jenkins. Got it? If I go
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
see,
yeah. That's,
looks safe. This is the test email sent from Jenkins. So now let's set up these things in the project. Now let's apply it and go back here. Let me go to the projects. In the project, I have to give the email ID. So let's go here, and in the post build actions, you have to give the email notifications, give the recipient, and send email for every unstable build. That means when a build is unstable or failed, you have to send one email to the
the
user.
notification.
Okay, now you can another one is there, send separate email to individuals who broke the build. Who broke the build also you can give. That means how it will work, it will be work based in the
Hmm.
user ID. Ranjit is set up, right? So whatever this guy, whoever is has logged into the user, based on their company email ID, one email will be triggered to them. Okay, but I'm not going to do that this one. So send email for every unstable build. So let's save it. Okay, and
So Ranjit, who logged into the Jenkins or
who logged into the Jenkins
individual?
or who built the Jenkins? Because if I logged into the Jenkins, I started the build, and if the build is broken is or failed, so one email will be triggered to me alone, not to everyone.
Mhm.
Then I can fix that one. Suppose I'm working
Okay.
to do something, then we have to do some setups like that. This email whoever is building that project. Suppose I'm building means the email will come to me. Now,
Okay.
now let me just configure this project and do some modifications here. Let me make this job to fail. Instead of echo command, I give something, suppose echo 1 2. This command does not exist, echo 1 2, right? Definitely it should fail.
Hmm.
Now
It
let's,
will fail.
yeah, save it. Let me build this project. See, it is failed. This one is failed now. If I go to my email address, email ID, and if I refresh it, I'll find, see, one failed, build failed in Jenkins. So who is Ranjit? Okay, started by the user Ranjit, and what is the error? All the error details I'm giving. It says echo 1 2 is not recognized as an internal command. Good. So we entirely saw the end to end how we can set up a project with email details,
Setup.
right? Now you know guys,
Correct.
because this is another good things to do the email setups. If you don't know how to do the email setups, then you cannot do that. First thing is actually you should understand what is this SMTP server, and that how to do that, though it is not required by you to do the setups, but you should understand at least what is that. And so everything will be set up by your administrator, you don't have to worry about that. But sometimes if you are good with SMTP server setup, you can do, if you have some network IDs, network things to do that, you can do that setup and set up everything in the Jenkins. Okay, guys, hope everything clear about these notifications and Windows agent setup. Do you have any doubt or any questions? So it's not scary, right? You understood clearly how to do that. The two things only you have to set up. One thing is in the manage Jenkins and configure system. In the configure systems, you have to set up the first thing is make sure the Jenkins URL and system ID is not required. Even if you give or not does not make any sense. Okay, most thing you have to go down below here email notifications. In the email notifications, you have to provide the SMTP server. So for your demo and practice, you can create one SMTP server. Go to your Amazon account, create one SMTP server. It will be already will be there. So go to your SMTP settings, you'll find one email SMTP server there. And what you have to do, you have to just verify your email addresses, what email address you want to test it. Suppose I have verified two email addresses here. You can set up these email addresses, and what you can do then, go to your Jenkins and do all kind of setups. Click on this advanced option here. Okay, once you click this advanced option, it will ask for the SMTP authentications. You know how to create this user, right? While you are setting, if you go here SMTP settings, you can create my SMTP credentials. So once you create the SMTP credentials, use that one to set off your details, username and password. And then simple port 65, or you can give also 25, that also should work. And reply to address, you can provide the email ID whatever you have verified, then save it. That's all. This is the configurations part. So once this configuration part is done, that will be there for all the time. You don't have to modify again. What you have to do next, just next time whenever you create a new job, you have to only set off that one in your jobs. So you have to go here, and in the post build sections, the post build items, select and email notifications. Okay, now you can do the setups. So guys, there are lots of tasks for you to do now. First, do the first project whatever we have learned so far, and create that Linux agent, do practice. Create a Windows agent, do practice. And this email notifications also. Okay, and
Yeah, yeah.
one more thing, guys, because as you are not going to do all these kind of things all the time, I always advise you, take a snapshot of your things, whatever you are doing, the success thing, whatever things, like I have taken the snapshot which helped me today to the setups, right? In my previous classes, suppose when I was doing
Uh-huh.
setup, I had taken the snapshots. Suppose if I forget it, because if you forget, then you can just easily find it out what options you need to select it. And what you have to do now also, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to take these snapshots of the SMTP server SCS and put it in my project. Here I have not given, I
Slides.
got this SMTP server, but I how to create this SMTP server, I have not put it in my slide. So this is for my reference only. I always take the picture and put it here. As I know the flow, I'll not struggle to do that. If I share this document to you, you will struggle because you don't know what is the way to do that. It's only having the picture only, right?
Mm.
Nothing else. So that's
Only
why this is for
picture.
my reference only. So I'm keeping all this one so that tomorrow, suppose after 1 month or 2 months, I may forget it, right? Because whatever the setups you are doing, some little bit mistakes if you do, it will not work. It will break the entire system, right? So be careful all the time. Okay, guys.